Hello, everyone. My name is Griselda Menjivar, um, and this is my senior capstone. After graduation, um, my plans, well, I actually got accepted for the graduate program at Cal State San Bernardino uh, for school and clinical counseling combined. It's like a hybrid program. It's a 3-year program. I'm very interested in the social sciences and human behavior. And my ultimate goal is to be a school counselor. And then maybe once I retire, maybe open my own practice as a clinical counselor. Um, but yes, like I said, I've always been very interested in human behavior, like in the development of human. Which brings me to the topic of my capstone. I Um, my capstone is the generational parenting styles that were used to raise millennials and Gen Z specifically. Um, and the reason why I delved into this was because I noticed a lot of things. I'm 37 years old, so at this point I have a lot of experience. And but one specific anecdote that I can remember is we were in Mexico. It was a family vacation, and we were all meeting for dinner. My cousin, she's an older millennial, and she has a son. He's a younger Gen Z, and they were waiting for us at the table. So once we got there, she stood up, her husband stood up, and we greeted each other. And he didn't. He stayed sitting down on his phone. And I understand that we're from different generations, so our communication styles are going to be probably different. Um, But as a millennial, I was raised with you always respect your elders, you always um, show respect by greeting them. You greet everybody when you walk into a room, and you hold up a small conversation, maybe, but that was not the case. And I said, okay, that's okay. Maybe I just don't understand the newer generation, right? Um, but throughout the night, everybody kept on having conversations, everybody kept on just being involved with each other, but he just kept on being on his phone, on his phone, on his phone. And towards the end of the night, my cousin got upset and said, what's going on? Like, you need to be a little bit more respectful and join the family. Um, he bursted out and said, I don't even want to be here. I'd rather be at home. And in my head, I thought, wait, who would rather be at home instead of this beautiful location, beachfront in Mexico, eating delicious food? And that just like triggered my research. Like I really want to know what was the different, what were the parenting styles that were used with millennials, and what were the parenting styles that were used with Gen Z? So my research is mixed methods. It's a little bit of my own experiences, a little bit of uh a little bit of research, and I actually did a survey also to 12 individuals, 6 Gen Z and 6 millennials. Um, So let's remember that. So let's remember millennials were born between the years 1981 and 1996, and Gen Z were born between the year 1997 and 2012. So throughout my literature review, I found that a lot of the parenting styles that were used, the dominant parenting style that was used for millennials was helicopter parenting and authoritative parenting. So this is an era where parents started being very involved with their children. They started um, really monitoring them and just being on top of them 24/7. This was because of safety reasons. They wanted to make sure they were saved. They were very strict with academics. And this is when parents started enrolling children in many, many various extracurricular activities. Um, so this resulted in adults that are a little bit resilient. They know how to work out through problems. They know how to manage. But at the same time, we end up being very stressed out, very with a lot of anxiety, and a lot of the time, millennials have a hard time having a balance between work and life, personal life and work, like work-life balance. Um, in the other hand, Gen Z was raised in an era where the internet was really blossoming, and social media as well. So the parenting style that was mainly used with Gen Z was gentle parenting. And through gentle parenting, it was good because parents were a little bit more aware about feelings and emotions, and they really started accepting their children's emotions and feelings. But at the same time, it was a lot of freedom. And with that being said, with the uprising of internet, it was way too much freedom on tablets, on social media. Which, you know what, nowadays everybody needs to be very tech savvy. Like, we need email for work, we need to know how to make videos, we need to know how to be very tech savvy too, because we need it in all aspects of life. So Gen Zers really are very good at technology. But the downside of that is that a lot of the time they spend a lot of time on online, on their phones, on social media. And this then causes, it can cause a lot of mental health issues with, body dysmorphia, with jealousy, the term FOMO, like fear of missing out. Everybody's doing it, I want to do it too. So both generations have, positives and negatives. My ultimate goal is to be able to take the good things from generations and be able to like just, combine them and merge them together and be able to come up with like an ideal parenting style. Because, millennials are just, from the research I've done, very strict, very like committed, very disciplined. And then the majority, not everyone, of course. And then Gen Z, it's like a very tech savvy generation that really knows how to use it, the internet for their advantage. It opened a lot of different outlets for work through online. The survey that I did, I conducted a survey on 12 individuals. It's an anonymous survey. I had 6 Gen Zers and 6 millennials. And what I can say from the survey is that all millennials, the 6 out of 6 millennials, felt that they were very resilient and they can work through any hardships, that they can, they can manage any situation. They can really try to work it out and try to make the situation better. Whereas the 6 individuals that filled out the survey that were Gen Z, they were not very they didn't feel very like strong enough to be able to deal with hard situations. Another thing that was very alarming for me was that 4 out of the 6 Gen Zers answered that their overall well-being and mental health, it's okay. It's not poor. It's not great. It's not excellent, but it's just okay. Which comes back to the literature review that I did. It's it seems like in the last couple of decades, mental health has really, really, really just increased. And it makes me think back to my childhood, right? I remember on summer vacation being bored, being actually bored, like not knowing what to do on a Sunday morning. I just being bored, having the window open, being able to hear the birds outside, hear the wind. And my friends coming over and being outside, playing outside, and just living with other people, connecting to other people. if you think about it nowadays, we don't have an opportunity to be bored. It just feels like this constant, thing with like the phone, notifications, emails, and just everything. Just the phone is always bling, 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 bling. Like there's just no opportunity to be bored anymore. I feel like a lot of companies are just competing for our attention and I don't know, this is just alarming to me. So the whole research actually gave me more. I have more questions than answers. Like now I want to research even more. I want to research even further. I want to see the other parenting styles, other generations. I want to see the difference between male and female. I want to see the difference between cultures and ethnicities. Um, it's just, it's kind of alarming because I feel like I'm very passionate about this because I have three children, ages 8, 6, and 4. And I'm just trying to find an ultimate way where I can take the best from millennials, the best from Gen Z. I want them to be responsible and be resilient, and I want them to be confident. But at the same time, I want them to stay up with, tech and be able to send emails and be able to do things online. Um, I don't want them to stay behind, but I just want to have a happy medium. I want to have an ultimate parenting style. Um, because I feel like if we don't figure it out now, technology is just gonna, get better. It's just gonna increase. It's just gonna take more of our time. And that is really diminishing, I think, personal connection with other people. That's really diminishing relationships with other people. So my ultimate goal is to have a happy medium between all parenting styles and just be very well rounded. Um, thank you.